Well, by any means necessary. We feel that the problem, number one, of the black man in America is beyond America's ability to solve. It's a human problem, not an American problem or a Negro problem. Not only are we denied the right to be a citizen in the United States, we're denied the right to be a human being.
Retention is a process in which students who come to Washington State University, a lot of times students have a problem making the transition from their high school, from their community to a predominantly white institution like Washington State University. For students of color, we want to make sure that we create that home away from home and and eliminate some of that culture shock that some of them feel as they come to WSU as 18-year-old students.
I believe that I know that there needs to be more effort and work with recruiting our black students, period. More resources and staffing in place to really recruit them and get them here. I think that needs to be beefed up tremendously, especially because we are seeing an increase in other populations here. And I know demographically there could be a reason because of their numbers increasing, but why should we continue to stay within a 2% bracket over a period of 18, 19 years? 2% bracket of enrollment for the black students.
I think what you've seen over the past 5 years is Native Americans, Asians, and African Americans have increased modestly over a number of years, a little bit up and down, but they've been consistently consistent. A number of other schools you have seen African American enrollment drop significantly. We haven't. We've just been going on a consistent basis. The Hispanic recruitment, Latino recruitment has dramatically increased. I can't give you exact figures, not off the top of my head, but I think in the past 5 years, we've increased freshman enrollment for Latino students close to 50%.
I wanted to attend Washington State University because it was far away from home, yet close enough, and my mom wasn't going to let me go down south, so I had to come here. My experience here has been good at times, at other times it's been awful. I've noticed that the retention rates of people of color has depleted and continues to deplete every single year.
We used to have a challenge with financial aid, and we still kind of do. They're getting much better though. But they was making awards to students for 1 year. So a student had to really try to find monies. You do have some students that basically get over here. There's not enough blacks, don't have churches, don't have hair salons, don't have a lot of the cultural needs that they're so accustomed to.
I came here as a student in 1961, and I have worked for the university since 1973. Being in the music department, you get very close to your teachers, and my voice teacher really, I think, is the reason that I stayed here. It was a very lonely time when I first came here. In this state, I think there was a big decrease when Initiative 200 was passed. And a lot of that was due to the lack of information about what Initiative 200 was really about. Students thought they couldn't come to college. And so we've had to work our way back from that misinformation.
In terms of being a student of color here at Washington State, I haven't really noticed any adverse situations as a result of it, to tell you the truth. I hardly recognize it most of the time because students here, faculty here, and administrators here don't put an emphasis on it. You're able to be who you want to be independent of the color of your skin or any other aspect of you that is truly just a part of you but doesn't truly represent all that you are.
I've seen friends, I've seen foes, I've seen people I don't even know leave school in a matter of a semester and never hear from them again. And I know the struggles they're going through. I mean, there's a lot of black students here, a lot of people of color students here who end up getting pregnant or end up having a financial crisis, or end up their parents end up dying, or back home something's going on back home. And I think a lot of things that happens has to do with our finances, our personal lives that affect our academics.
It's important because if we're going to really provide a world-class education, we must provide an education that allows students from all different backgrounds to be able to get along and work with students who are differently than who they are. And what that does do in return, it helps students to be or to get prepared for life after college.
Initiative 200 did not keep us, for example, from giving scholarships to students. It didn't keep us from having programs to retain students. It just meant that you couldn't be admitted to a university based on your race only. Well, first, I think that when we talk about retention of students of color, we also have to talk about retention of faculty and staff of color. And during the years that I've been at Washington State University as an employee, there have always been more faculty or staff of color than there are faculty of color. And I think students need both, but they especially need faculty of color.
As student body president, I've really striven to empower students at Washington State University, empower them with the tools and resources they need to be successful and to really make their experience here the ultimate Cougar experience.
And we've been very aggressive in our recruitment into areas that have been underserved. So I think we're doing a good job, and I'm pleased with our success, but as with everything else, we still have a long way to go.
You're here for a reason, so make that reason known. So for that, I would ask my people of color, especially my brown brothers and sisters, to bond together and say, we can do this. Put it in yourself to understand who you are, where you've come from, and to make that your light in order for you to graduate and to be successful.
Keep on walking, keep on talking, walking into freedom.